Good morning to all of you. Today I am going to take the topic of lubricants and its properties. Lubricant and its properties. So being an engineer, it is very important to know about the importance of lubricants. Lubricants are the substances which are applied in the rolling and rubbing surfaces in the machine where they minimize the friction. Because whenever there is rolling and rubbing of the two surfaces, there friction occurs, and if there is more friction, the efficiency of the machine will be decreased. So to increase the efficiency of the machine, we apply lubricant, and what the lubricants do? They minimize the friction and they increase the efficiency of the machine. We all know that we have a great variety of lubricants available with us. So how we are going to choose the proper lubricant for a particular application, means what type of lubricant will be suitable for a particular machine, and how we are going to choose that proper lubricant. So for proper selection of the lubricant, we have to look for the properties of the lubricant. Mainly we are dealing with the 6 properties of the lubricant. One is viscosity and viscosity index. Next one is flash and fire point. Third one is saponification number. Fourth one is steam emulsification number. Then cloud and pour point, and last one is aniline point. Now we will deal with one by one the properties of the lubricant, and depending on if we are aware about the properties of the lubricant, then only we will be in the position to choose the proper lubricant for a particular application. Now we go for the viscosity and viscosity index. Now what is viscosity? Viscosity means resistance for the flowability of any liquid. So if we are using a lubricating oil and we are having the knowledge of viscosity of that lubricating oil, then we will be able to decide for which application that lubricating oil will be suitable. So if a lubricating oil has a high viscosity, then it will not be having the higher ability to flow. So we have to choose that lubricating oil for such a machine where we need not to have the higher flowability. So means depending upon the viscosity of the lubricating oil, we will decide that in which particular application that lubricating oil will be suitable. Now the property of any liquid, that is viscosity, there is a specific pattern. If we increase the temperature, the viscosity has to decrease, because when we increase the temperature, the molecules, they go apart. That's why the intermolecular space goes on increasing and the viscosity decreases. Now when the viscosity decreases, we cannot expect the same lubrication. If we have applied the lubricating oil in the machine, and after a couple of hours, if the temperature is increasing, obviously when the machine will be running for a couple of hours, the temperature has to increase, and if the temperature is increasing, the viscosity has to decrease. And once the viscosity of the lubricating oil is decreased, you cannot expect the same lubrication from that lubricating oil. So we have to take care. And one more thumb rule is there: if we are increasing the temperature of the lubricating oil, viscosity has to decrease. Now what is in our hand is that decrease should be as minimum as possible. Means if there is decrease in the viscosity of the oil, that decrease should be minimum. So if now what is this viscosity index? If you are plotting a graph between temperature and viscosity, if we are increasing the temperature, the viscosity has to decrease. So the graph will be like this. When we are increasing the temperature, the viscosity will be decreased. So what the viscosity index, it is the numerical expression of the slope of the viscosity temperature curve. So that is nothing but the viscosity. Now we can write one formula for determination of the viscosity index. Viscosity index is equal to L minus U, L minus H into 100. For determination of the viscosity index, we have to take two standard oil. One is low standard oil, that is Gulf oil. Its viscosity index is taken as 0. High standard oil, that is Pennsylvania oil, its viscosity index is taken as 100. One mandatory condition for this formula is that these are the values of the viscosity of low standard oil, high standard oil, and U is, this is L, this is H, and U is the viscosity of the oil sample under test, whose viscosity index we have to determine. The U is the viscosity of that sample oil. Okay. Now the low standard oil or the Gulf oil, it has a characteristic: when there is increase in the temperature of the Gulf oil, it thin down least. It thin down most, and the Pennsylvania oil, it thin down least. Means when we are increasing the temperature of the Gulf oil, there will be a major decrease in the value of the viscosity. That's why its standard viscosity index is taken as 0, and this is taken as 100. Okay, and the graph which we have drawn for the viscosity temperature curve, the temperature range for that graph is 100 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is the idea of viscosity and viscosity index, and it depends that which type of oil we are going to choose. So ideally a lubricating oil should have high viscosity index. High viscosity index gives you an idea that if oil is having high viscosity index, that means when we are increasing the temperature of the oil, there will be a minimum decrease in the viscosity of the oil, and that's what we want, because you cannot make the compromise with the performance of the oil. If there is a great decrease in the viscosity of the oil, the lubrication will be greater affected, and we want that the performance of the lubricating oil should be affected minimum. For that, there should be a minimum decrease in the viscosity when there is an increase in temperature of the lubricating oil. Okay. Then we switch over to the second property, that is flash and fire point. Flash and fire point, that is a very peculiar property, because we all know that the oils, they are the inflammable substances. Whenever they get chance to get ignited, they readily ignite. So to avoid the fire hazards, we should be very much aware about the fire point of the lubricating oil. Now the definition of flash and fire point is that there are some standard apparatus which we are using for the determination of the value of the flash and fire point. Flash point, it is the minimum temperature at which the oil gives off sufficient vapor to ignite for a moment, say 1 second. When a standard flame is brought, near the surface of the oil. And the fire point, it is the minimum temperature when the oil gives off sufficient vapor to ignite for 5 seconds when a standard flame is brought near the surface of the oil. Means now if oil with, we cannot say that ideally a lubricating oil should have high flash point or the low flash point. The idea behind the knowledge of the flash and fire point is that if we are aware about the value of the flash point and the fire point of a particular lubricating oil, we can correlate that value with the operating temperature of the machine. Suppose oil has 55 degrees Celsius of flash point. A flash point value of a particular oil is 55 degrees Celsius. So we can safely use this oil in a machine which is having operating temperature below 55 degrees Celsius, because there are chances of catching the fire by that oil is at 55 degrees Celsius. So if the operating temperature is less than 55 degrees Celsius, we can safely use this particular oil in that particular machine where there will be no chances of fire hazards. Same is the case with fire point. If we are aware about the value of the fire point, we can set out the upper limit up to which that oil can be safely used. Now how we determine the flash and fire point? For determination of the flash and fire point, there are certain designed apparatus. One is Penske-Martin's closed curve apparatus. Another one is Abel's closed curve apparatus. Third one is Cleveland open curve apparatus. As name suggests, these two apparatus, they are closed cup and this is a open cup apparatus. Why there is need of these two different types of apparatus? Because in open cup apparatus, whatever lubricating oil they are having, means the temperature range for all these apparatus, that is fixed. Temperature range is fixed because as I already told you, we have variety of lubricants and their properties are also very much variable. So whatever may be the temperature range for which we are getting the value of flash and fire point of the lubricating oil, that we will decide that which apparatus we are going to use for which lubricating oil. There is a basic difference among these three apparatus. As I have already told you, closed and this is open cup apparatus. The mode of heating is also different. Here the mode of heating is air bath, that is how we are going to heat the oil to attain the value of flash point or fire point. Here Abel's, there is water bath, and in Cleveland there is direct heating in Cleveland apparatus. This is a closed cup apparatus, so that's why there are some aperture. The aperture is for introduction of the thermometer, so we can note down the temperature of flash point and fire point. There is a aperture for stirrer, so that to ensure the uniform heating of the oil. There is a aperture for entry of the air. There is a aperture for entry of the flame, where you will introduce the flame for determining the flash and fire point. Since it is an open cup apparatus, no lead is there in the Cleveland open cup apparatus. So we come to know about the value of the flash and fire point with the help of these apparatus, and why we should be aware about the value of flash and fire point, so that we can avoid the fire hazards when we are using the lubricating oil in the machine. Okay. Then third property which we are going to deal is saponification number. Saponification means what? Saponification means formation of soap is saponification. Soap means fatty acid esters of glycerol. Sorry, they are the sodium salts of fatty acid esters of glycerol. Fatty acid esters of glycerol means nothing but oil or fat. Means when we are subjecting the oil or fat to react with alkali, that is NaOH or KOH, then we are going to get the soap. So formation of soap is known as saponification number. The literal definition for saponification number is the amount of milligrams of KOH required to saponify the 1 gram of the lubricating oil, that is known as saponification number. How we are going to determine the saponification number? We are going to take 1 gram of the oil, then we will be adding the excess of alkali in that. Now whatsoever milligrams of KOH will be required to saponify that 1 gram of the oil, that is nothing but our saponification number. Now how we will come to know about what quantity of KOH has been utilized? For that we have to go, we know that how much quantity of KOH we have taken. Now we will determine how much quantity of KOH is left over. So whatever we have taken, we will subtract that remaining value, then we will come to know about the quantity of or the milligrams of KOH which are utilized to saponify the 1 gram of the oil. Now what is the significance of saponification number? There are two types of oil, mineral oils and fixed oil. Fixed oil means animal or vegetable oil. Mineral oil, they never go for saponification. They never show saponification. And if they are not showing the saponification, and the animal and vegetable oil, they have property that they undergo saponification. Now if we have the blend of mineral oil and fixed oil, because the oiliness of the mineral oil is less and the oiliness of the animal and vegetable oil is more, so to increase the oiliness of the mineral oil, we add some proportion of fixed oil into the mineral oil. So if we are subjecting this blend to saponification, then whatever amount of KOH, that will be utilized by only fixed oil. So we will come to know about the proportion of the fixed oil which we have mixed into the mineral oil to increase its oiliness, because your mineral oil, it never undergoes saponification, and your fixed oil, it undergoes saponification. So we come to know about the proportion of the fixed oil in a blend of mineral oil and fixed oil, that is with the help of saponification number. Okay. Then next property, next कौन सी लिखी थी ना मैंने? Cloud and pour point. Cloud and pour point. First we will go for cloud point. Cloud means badal, that is hazy in appearance. Every mineral oil, every lubricating oil it has some of the wax content. Some or little wax content is there, and if we are cooling the lubricating oil, there will be the freezing of wax of the lubricating oil, and when we are, there is a cloud point apparatus. Cloud point apparatus means there is a flat bottom tube of standard dimension. We are introducing a thermometer to know about the temperature of the oil, and we are keeping it into the cooling mixture. That cooling mixture may be ice or salt or liquid nitrogen or ice and calcium chloride, whatever may be the cooling mixture, we are putting it into the cooling mixture, that cloud point apparatus. The cloud point is the minimum temperature when we are when there is a noticeable cloudiness or haziness first appears in the oil, then we will note down that temperature, and that temperature will be nothing but the cloud point. ठीक है? When there is appearance of haziness or cloudiness in the lubricating oil. Now what is the significance of cloud point? As we have seen in the flash and fire point, we come to know about the upper limit of the temperature up to which we can safely use that lubricating oil. With the help of cloud point, we come to know about the safest lowest temperature up to which we can safely use, because we know that in the cloud, when the cloud point of the lubricating oil is reached, the oil starts freezing. So if the lubricating oil is getting freeze, how can we expect the lubrication from that lubricating oil? Because lubricating oil is there to minimize the friction, to enable the easy movement of the two rolling and rubbing surface of the machine. And if your lubricating oil is going to freeze, then it cannot show you the performance that is expected from that lubricating oil. So this is the minimum temperature beyond which your lubricating oil is going to freeze, and you cannot expect the same lubrication from that lubricating oil. Now what is pour point? Pour, pour means to transfer one liquid content from one container to another container. So pour point is the minimum temperature beyond which your lubricating oil ceases to flow or pour. Means उसका बहना बंद हो जाता है. If it stops flowing or pouring, you cannot expect the same lubrication from that lubricating oil. So this again gives you about the lower means limit of lower temperature beyond which you cannot expect that lubrication from that lubricating oil. Okay, so these two values, these two properties, they give you the idea about the lowest temperature up to which you can safely use that lubricating oil. So the refrigeration plants, the cryogenic engines, where you have to work the machine below sub-zero temperature, there comes the idea of the cloud and pour point, the lubricating oils which we are going to use in those machines which are working at sub-zero temperature. There you will come to know about the importance of cloud and pour point. Okay. Now the next property, that is aniline point. Aniline is 6,6H5NH2, that is an organic compound. Now why we should be aware about the aniline point of the lubricating oil? First of all, we will go for the typical definition for aniline point. Aniline point is the minimum equilibrium solution temperature for equal volume of aniline and lubricating oil. Now what is the significance of aniline point? The lubricating oils, they have aromatic hydrocarbons, and these aromatic hydrocarbons, they have tendency to dissolve the natural and synthetic rubber. So in the machine where we are using the lubricating oil, and if we are using the rubber gasket over there, and if it is made up of either of natural rubber or synthetic rubber, what will happen? Those aromatic hydrocarbons, they will dissolve that rubber, and your sealing effect of that gasket will be spoiled. So what we prefer, that a lubricating oil should have low aromatic hydrocarbon content in a machine where we are going to use the synthetic or natural rubber. How we will ensure that the lubricating oil is having low aromatic hydrocarbon? Because it is a preferable property that a good lubricating oil should have low aromatic hydrocarbon content. How we will ensure that the lubricating oil which we are using, it is having low aromatic hydrocarbon content? For that, we go the value of aniline point. Aniline point, lubricating oil with high aniline point ensures the low aromatic hydrocarbon content. A lubricating oil is good if it is having higher value of aniline point, that ensures that the aromatic hydrocarbon content of the lubricating oil is less. That's what we want. Now how we determine the aniline point? We take the equal volume of aniline and lubricating oil. Both of them, they are immiscible. They don't mix with each other. They form two different layers. We put a water bath, means a beaker, in that water is there. We put that test tube in that water bath and fix a thermometer in that. We start heating. When we increase the temperature, solubility will increase. One temperature will be there. You will get a homogeneous mixture of lubricating oil and aniline. Earlier they were immiscible. If you are increasing the temperature, the solubility will go on increasing and you will get a homogeneous mixture. There will be certain value of temperature in the thermometer that is not aniline point. That is not the value of aniline point. We will take out that test tube from the water bath. We will put it into the cold water beaker, and now we have to observe that if there is a decrease in temperature, whenever there is decrease in temperature, you will get one temperature where the two layers will be again separated out, the lubricating oil and your aniline will be again separated out. Whenever there is a clear-cut separation of the two layers, we have to note that temperature, and that is nothing but your aniline point. That is aniline point. Okay? So higher the aniline point, it ensures the aromatic hydrocarbon content. So what type of lubricating oil we will prefer? With high aniline point, means higher the temperature where you will get the clear-cut separation between the two layers, your aniline and lubricating oil. So that is nothing but the aniline point. Now the last property which we are going to deal, that is steam emulsification number, that is SEN. What does it signify? First we have to go, what is emulsification? Emulsification means formation of emulsion is emulsification. A lubricating oil, when it comes in contact with the water, in any machine, if it comes in contact with the water, there is formation of emulsion. And emulsion has a tendency to capture the dust and dirt. If there is a capture of dust and dirt by the emulsion which is formed inside the machine, it is going to spoil the polished surfaces of the machine, and your machine parts will be ruined. They will be spoiled off. So we don't want that there is a formation of emulsion, or if there is formation of emulsion, if you cannot avoid the formation of emulsion, what we can prefer, that whenever there is formation of emulsion, that emulsion should be break down as early as possible. So formation of emulsion is emulsification and breakdown of emulsion is demulsification. Okay. So what we determine in steam emulsification number, we take calculated quantity of the oil, we pass the condensed steam into that oil, and there is formation of emulsion. If you are mixing the steam with the oil, there will be formation of emulsion. Now we note down the time that means how much time it takes to separate out that emulsion, means demulsification, how much time is required for demulsification. So as soon as there is formation of emulsion, we try that demulsification should occur, so that time should be less. As early it is going to break down the emulsion, your time will be less. So what type of lubricating oil we prefer? With low SEN. Low steam emulsification number is preferable for a good lubricating oil. So that is the time in second which is required to demulsify the emulsion which is formed by the combination of steam and oil. So what type of lubricating oil we will prefer? With low SEN. So we have completed 6 properties of the lubricating oil: viscosity, viscosity index, flash and fire point, then saponification number, steam emulsification number, cloud and pour point, and aniline point. So these are the 6 main properties. Based on these properties, we will be able to decide the proper lubricant for a particular machine. Thank you very much.